All right, Talisman enthusiasts, jumping in with some character selection, sharing with you how I tend to approach this in the game, and with our gaming group, how we kind of have worked it out. Two ways to play Talisman, or I should say two ways with our group. The first is extremely, extremely competitive. We're going for the crown of command. We're going to do everything we can to win, and we're going to do everything we can to drop combinations, spells, and all sorts of wacky stuff, stealing from other opponents. Very, very focused, very, very cutthroat. And that group I play with, we've been playing Talisman forever. It's just like one of those things we do. With another group or open play, things tend to be a little bit more relaxed. Maybe we won't steal items as much, or we won't play as competitive, or we'll try to explore. I mean, it's still a race for the crown of the command, or an alternate ending if we know it, or if it's unknown. But I won't actively go out of my way to kind of screw you over or steal stuff. If you've got the rune sword, then okay, you know what? Enjoy it. Where normally we'd have to remove that. We'd have to get rid of that if we were playing a little bit more competitive. So in drawing characters, this is kind of what we've come up with for both groups. And this is the great thing about Talisman, because there are so many ways to adjust the sliding scale of the game up or down that you really can tailor it for your gaming group. Two ways that I play Talisman. I want to say like 95%, but 90% of the time it's the full experience. Base game, all expansions, big expansions, small expansions, everything in play, a massive, massive world to explore. But then there are times for space and actual physical time where I will just bring the base game. And if it's the base game, I'm using the Black Library version. So it's a little bit different in some of the cards, but essentially base game. If we're playing all out full game with all expansions, there is a ton of characters in play, like literally a stack, a couple of inches in thickness to play. So when we play that way, how we work is you draw 3 characters, unknown, shuffle it up, randomize it up, draw 3. You look through those 3, you don't reveal them, and you figure out the character you want to play. And while this is happening, you're kind of looking at your characters, seeing what you got. You're kind of looking at your opponents to try and figure out, well, I'm trying to judge, feel, sense something. What do they have? And what do I want to like combo? Now, certain characters that you draw, it might be obvious to play. Other characters maybe not as so powerful, but the idea is you have a little bit of variety, but we are still fully embracing that amazing, crazy randomness of Talisman. 1, 2, 3. Or I should say 3, 2, 1. Reveal who you want to play. The rest of those characters that you haven't selected go back into the deck. It gets shuffled up. Now as we play and we go through the game, if you die, you randomly draw a single character, and that's what you get. That's what you have. For the most part, we play that because it gives some randomness. It embraces the spirit of Talisman. But if we're playing with all the expansions, we're playing Cutthroat, or we're playing with all the expansions, we're playing narrative, and we're committing to a game where we're going to play for some amount of time, you'll at least get a character that you can enjoy playing. Now, if it's the base game, if it's the Black Library game, we go just standard Talisman rules. Shuffle it up, draw the character. That's who you have. That's what you get. And of course, certain characters are potentially more powerful than others. There's strategy between there. But this ability with Talisman to negotiate and figure out how to draw characters and how to pick characters.